morning, everyone.
Morning!
So, I want to tell you my experience when I was in elementary school. I have a creative writing teacher. She is an American. Her name is Miss Rio, and she's really crazy. And in the middle of our project in the class, she told us something really important. She said that we cannot live forever, but our words can. People die, but words live forever. So from that point, I realized something. It's such a waste if we don't use our time to the fullest, right? We don't leave something behind when we die. So I start to wonder, what is the solution for us to leave something behind so people can remember us, so we can live forever? So I found out that writing a personal journal can help us to be alive, to leave something behind in this world. And it also gives us many benefits. So through several researches that I've conducted, I discovered that writing a personal journal gives us lots of benefits, and we can do it in simple steps, actually. So that's what I'm going to share to you about the importance of writing a personal journal. So we are going to see, number one, what a personal journal is. Number two, its benefit. And number three, how to start writing a personal journal. And finally, we will conclude the whole speech. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. So let's go to the first point. What is a personal journal? Okay, so Richard Norkis, he is the author of Writing Exercises, Building, Combining, and Revising. He said personal journal is one of the forms of a journal. It's not an academic journal, but it is a written record of incidents, experiences, and ideas. So people may call it as a diary, notebook, but it depends on how you call it. So this is my personal journal, or maybe people call it as diary too, but I prefer to call it personal journal. It depends. So, like I said before to you, it gives us many benefits, right? So what are the benefits? Number one, let's go to the first point. It helps us to focus on our personal output instead of other people's input. So what does it mean? Actually, when we wake up every day, the first thing we do is to check our phone, gadget, right? We open Facebook, social media, Instagram, emails, and actually by doing that, we are unconsciously living on other people's terms. And we did not realize actually that we have an output that we have to pour out. So when we write a personal journal, we know exactly what we want to do with our lives. Like C.S. Lewis did, he writes, right? And then they know what they want, like the excellent people, scientists, Isaac Newton, Einstein, all of them, they focus on their personal output instead of living on others' input. Okay, that's the first benefit. The second one, it builds our creativity. When we write, we discover an idea. It grows from an idea that leads to another one. So people who write regularly can process and communicate complex ideas effectively. That's what Judy Willis said. She is the author of The Brain-Based Benefits of Writing for Math and Science. So actually, it really helps us to build our skills in writing, in thinking, our creativity. And the third benefit, it gives us mental health. So maybe you may wonder, what is that? Actually, it can heal our past traumas, our life transitions, our inner wounds. When D.H. Lawrence, his mother was dying, he wrote beside his mother's deathbed. And also Langston Hughes, are you familiar with Langston Hughes, right? He said, when I feel bad, I write in order to keep me from feeling worse. And it's really true what he says. Because I have experienced many difficult times, like maybe we want to break down and cry because we have too much stress in our lives. So writing, it helps us to escape to our own world. It helps us to find peace, and it's regularly, when you write it, it becomes a habit for us to do it. we may not realize, but if we do it consistently, then you will discover your true selves by doing that. So you may wonder how many steps are required when we have to write our personal journal. Actually, I will share to you 4 simple steps of writing a good personal journal. So number 1, find a good time to write. Maybe 15 or 30 minutes before you go to sleep. And if you are a morning person, you can write it in the morning. If you are a night person, you can write it at night. So it's up to you. Then, number 2, find a personal space. It's not a room, but what I'm talking about is a notebook or a special site in the internet. I use Tumblr to write and also my personal notebook. So far I've written 230 pages. Yeah, for my personal journal. And maybe you can combine it and make it as a book because you have so many ideas pouring into it. So, okay, personal space. And the third one is to question yourself. You start by beginning to ask yourself this question: what is going on in my life? So maybe from that point you can start and add the WH question: why it happened, who is involved, when it happened, how do I feel about it, right? So, and the last step is for you to reread what you've written so far. And you will discover that 15 minutes is not enough for you to write because ideas will keep pouring into your mind, and then you will find yourself in another new world, and you will be drowning in a pool of inspiration when you continue to write regularly. Trust me. So, in conclusion, a personal journal gives us many benefits. We learn how to focus on our personal output, it builds our creativity, and we receive many mental benefits by writing the personal journal. So a good personal journal can be started by we choose the right time, and then we use our personal space. Is it by writing on the notebook or site, Tumblr, kind of like that, asking yourself what is going on in your life, and then finally it's time for you to reread what you've written. So let's make the best of our time. Let's discover our true self. Let's maximize our full potential by writing our personal journal consistently. So like what my teacher said in the beginning, people die, but words live forever. Thank you.